Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About Houses. I'm Todd.
I'm Oana.
Okay, it is finally happening. The market is starting to turn. It's seasonal. It does this every year.
Right.
What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Las Vegas, and then we got some bonus stuff for Henderson and North Las Vegas that we're going to throw in.
So the first thing we want to say is that the numbers have shifted from last week, and we've been expecting this for a while. If it would have been at any other time, we would have thought, well, maybe it's an anomaly. But because of the time of year it is likely that the market is shifting. Now, is it possible that it is an anomaly and it pops back up next week? Sure, it's possible. It's just that considering the time of the year, it's probably shifting.
Okay, so we're basically almost at July. Mm-hmm. Last year, and you'll see this in slides, so I'll start with the market action index 45. It was 46 last week. It's been 45 for like 2 months. Mm-hmm. So it's not out of line, but the trend is definitely changing. Mm-hmm. We'll jump over the real market profile here. Median list price is 560. You can see it was 509 back in March. At the bottom of the fall, remember every fall it goes down. It was like 483 or something. It was in the 480s. Now it's up to 560. It was 570 last week. Mm-hmm. So the median list price is definitely up 80 grand. So first thing we'd have to look at is between now and the fall, do we have a $80,000 drop off in list price, which we don't know. The next interesting thing on here is this price per square foot. And you can see that it was $250 in March. It bottomed out in the 240s last in the fall. So we're at 257. And remember, this doesn't move a lot. As you can see on here, it moves very little. It usually ticks up and down every couple weeks. It is likely to fall. Like there's almost zero chance that price per square foot in October, November will be 257.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, look, we know that prices soften a lot in the fall. We know the inventory goes up in the fall. And we do not have any expectation that this fall will be any different, particularly with the Fed likely to raise interest rates another quarter point. That's not going to help matters. So we are expecting things to soften a little.
Yeah, and then inventory down there, you can see it just like ticked up. Mm-hmm. That just means more houses came on the market than sold.
Right.
This week. Mm-hmm. And it could be a lot of things. It could just obviously seasonality, and we're going to probably see this. Now, one thing that could change this is interest rates could make a move. I don't expect them to. They're down 2 of the last 3 weeks. They're down.
Yeah. So, the other thing to remember is that we are full on in the summer. So that means that people are taking their summer vacations. People are not necessarily looking at buying homes. So that's part of the reason why the inventory goes up. Now, this is not special about the summer. This happens every summer. But I'm just giving you some context as to why inventory goes up during the summer. Yeah.
Here's price per square foot. As you can see, we're still kind of on that upslope. If you look at the little dots, it usually turns in July. And remember, this lags a little bit because last year everyone said June was the hot month. But it's actually July because of the lag effect of when the property goes under contract and everything. But But as you can see, last year the 7-day average was already starting to drop substantially, and here it's sort of kind of moving sideways. We'll know in like a month or two. We're going to follow this every week.
Right.
But you can see where we fell to, and of course we're still. If you look at 2021, we're way above 2021. I mean, it would have to something pretty bad would have to happen for us to get back to those prices.
Right, but black swan events do happen. For those of us that we're not living under a rock, there was an attempted coup in Russia, just a couple of days ago. So, black swan events do happen, and they do impact us. So just because it happened in Russia, that doesn't mean it doesn't impact us. It impacts everyone worldwide. The world is connected. And the last thing that the financial markets like is uncertainty. So coups and crazy things like that do negatively impact everyone.
And it is possible that if people feel we are going to have 12 to 18 months where equities do not perform well, they may just stash their cash in real estate if they feel like there's softness in the market or there's opportunity in the market. Next slide is inventory here. As you can see, if you look at just last year, the little round dot in the triangle, it was screaming up this exact date last year. Inventory was skyrocketing. It's not doing that right now. It's starting to go up. It looks like we're a couple months behind last year, but that's probably a good sign because this is a normal thing where it bottoms out and it climbs. If you go all the way back over to the left, see July of 2019, that's a totally normal market. It got to like 5,700 homes on the market. And before you say, well, I saw 9,000, 11,000, whatever, that's because some real estate agent, some Redfin or random other person put the entire MLS, which is not just Las Vegas. It's Henderson, North Las Vegas, Boulder City. It's like outside of Nevada. It's all these Pahrump and all these other weird places. Okay. So what we've been doing is just doing Vegas, even though I have numbers I'm going to show you for the other ones just to give you a feel.
Right. So the idea is that we are continually comparing the same exact geographic area so you get a better idea of the trends because that's really what is important. The numbers themselves are less important and what is most important is the trend. Which way is the market moving?
Now here's the interesting thing. This is really the thing that kind of shocks me the most because I would expect the market action index to be less. But this medium days on the market is really tanking. It's dropping. And you have to ask yourself, if inventory is increasing and prices are starting to go down a little, wouldn't time on the market increase? And if you look at every single dot, the time on the market was bottomed, it was starting to climb. And like I said, we're a few months behind. So it looks like whatever seasonality we had has been affected the last couple of years, probably mostly because of interest rates and uncertainty.
Yep, lots of uncertainty and lots of interesting things going on in the world.
Okay, so the other thing we want to do is I'm going to jump over here and show you North Las Vegas really quick. So market action index 50. It's a much hotter market, North Las Vegas. And then the other thing here, if you look at median list price is 430, that's a lot less than Vegas because we just showed 560. But remember, it's a different market. North Las Vegas has far fewer luxury home communities than Las Vegas has, right? So that's one of the reasons why sometimes when you average everything in, it muddies the waters. Now, we could get even more granular in Las Vegas, like some people do, and they just pick a zip code, 89135 or whatever, and do that. And then the same thing with inventory. The trends are kind of the same, right? It's starting to soften. But that same average days on the market is still dropping substantially. And then price per square foot, 226, because, it tends to be, a different market than Las Vegas, where it's like 250 something.
Right. So North Las Vegas is a totally different market. You have a completely different mix of homes. So you have actually a lot of newer homes on smaller lots. North Las Vegas is predominantly much newer than Las Vegas. And then you also have some really old homes that are really small. So it's a whole different mix in North Las Vegas. But this is interesting just so you can kind of look at different markets within our area and get a better feel of what's going on.
And the other thing that Vegas has that North Las Vegas generally doesn't have are lots of homes on really big lots. And big homes, like big home neighborhoods.
Right.
That North Las Vegas is really, like Oana said, if you drive around there, everything's built on, a 3,500 square foot lot. Pretty much.
Right. So
and all the old lots in Vegas are 6,000 or 7,000 square feet, even the old homes.
Right. So there's a lot of new construction around the Beltway in North Las Vegas. So those are all newer homes, which are very nice. And they are considerably less expensive than the exact same floor plan by the exact same builder built at the exact same time in other parts of the valley.
The next one is Henderson. Henderson, if you're not familiar with Las Vegas, is basically south and east. It is its own actual town. It's not really a suburb, but it's kind of a suburb. They physically connect. You would be driving down the street. You would cross an intersection. You go from Las Vegas to Henderson. And then there are a lot of people that live in Las Vegas, but they think they live in Henderson, but they don't, and vice versa, because the lines are just, it all runs together. Orange County's like that. You're just driving down the street and you drive from Anaheim into Santa Ana and you don't even realize it, right? Or Buena Park or other place like that. Okay, what's interesting here is you can see it followed the same trends. Median list price went from 600 up to like 640. That's a lot more in Vegas. Price per square foot 281. That's more in Vegas. Inventory is a lot less, only 851. But Henderson's smaller than Las Vegas, so it's going to have less, but it's climbing. And then the market action index is 41, just probably because it's a higher price point, and it's probably just a more, less people moving around and things like that. So.
Right. So Henderson has a lot more luxury communities than North Las Vegas. So that's why. More. So that's why you're seeing both ends of the spectrum there. Yeah,
if you took a tract home in North Las Vegas, it'd be $100,000 more for it to be in Henderson.
Right.
Basically.
At least.
Yeah, at least $100,000 more. It's just deemed more because of more desirable, closer to amenities. It's easier to get to transportation and stuff. Remember, all the stuff. If you look at Las Vegas, all the stuff is south and west, and then you have the Strip. So all the things that people do are on the west side of town or on the southern part of town along the Beltway. And then that whole kind of everything, you could basically draw like a ring around Nellis. And then all of that is like, not as well planned, master planned and everything, which is why you get the differences. Okay, Oana, I predict, I made the prediction last year and I was 100% right.
Okay.
I called it just like we called, what was going to happen in the spring. I believe that if you're picking up a house and you don't have to buy right now, investment property, October, November, December, maybe even January will be the 3 best months. There'll probably be some deals. Some houses will sit on the market. There'll be some people willing to, drop their price a little bit. You'll be able to get a really good rental, probably a, 1,800 square foot, 3-bedroom for maybe even low 300s in a decent area.
Okay. Well, so newsflash, that happens every year. So your brilliance is...
I know, but I want to look smart.
I see.
I just want to look smart.
You are smart.
Because we know the home prices are going to soften. They do every year. Like the charts show every year what happens to inventory, what happens to, price per square foot. It happens every year.
Right.
The reason the spring is hot is because we just have people moving at the same time.
Right, we do. So we've talked about that a lot. People tend to do their moves in the springtime. Whether they've got children or not, they still tend to do their moves in the springtime. Summertime is vacation time. By the fall, people generally want to have already been settled. And so there are just not as many buyers looking to relocate at that point. That's not to say that people aren't looking. That's not to say people aren't buying. There just aren't as many in the marketplace. And that's the way it is every year. It's not impressive. We've said all the way along that 2023 was going to be a stable year as far as real estate is concerned when you're considering bookend to bookend. And that's probably where we're going to end up. Yes, we've seen a good bit of appreciation this year. We're going to see some a little bit of give backs for probably the rest of the year, so that when we look at bookend to bookend, I think 2023 will be pretty stable, not a whole lot of change.
Here's the thing I think will be really interesting. Will be the year-over-year changes, October, November, December. Like October of 22 to October of 23.
I think those will be very interesting to look for. So in order to see those, you'll have to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when another glorious video with Todd's brilliance is put out, and we appreciate you watching.
And my great thumbnails.
And his great
that
thumbnails.
I make all by myself.
Just like the big boys do.
Just like the big boys.
Yes. So we appreciate you watching. Please leave us comments. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us what's on your mind. We appreciate your comments. Please be nice to one another in the comments. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, and please share the video. We'd like to grow the channel. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.